Business with a servant's heart. Welcome to the podcast. Inspiration, motivation takes. Listen to the podcast. We're all about to talk about life. Our guests will share their life story. We want you to success in life and business. We're ready and we will start shortly. We're gonna talk about life. We're going to speak on business. You're gonna shine bright. We are going to witness business with a servant's heart. With hosts Steve, Ramona, and Ray. Inspiration, education talks. Listen to the podcast.
One. Welcome, everyone, to Doing Business with a Servant's Heart podcast. I'm your host, Steve Ramona. I'm extremely thrilled to have you join us today. We dedicate this podcast to explore the idea of approaching your work and your lives with a servant's heart to truly make a difference. Serve before selling. Learn that phrase and you're going to do quite well. Also, want to motivate you, inspire you, and educate you through our guests and help you make an impact in your world. While you're listening to my incredible guest, and by the way, I spent 5 minutes with him. I'm already in love with this guy, what he's doing. You guys are going to be pretty fired up to hear what he's got. I want you to think about how you're going to serve yourself today and how you're going to serve others and what impact you create today. And do that today. Don't wait for a month or so. Start affecting lives today. And today's episode is proudly sponsored by our incredible partner, Pantheon Alliance. Imagine being with the exclusive community of high-income, successful entrepreneurs and owners of businesses in very diverse industries. Together, they're building a thought leader platform to go ahead and impact and change the world. For more information, just send me a note, and I'll get you all the information on Pantheon Alliance. With that being said, my guest is going to talk about swag. You've probably been to a conference, an event. You got the coolie thing that goes over your can of beer, your cups and stuff. He's done that, but his background is pretty damn impressive for a young guy. So I want to introduce to our show today, Jeremy Parker. Jeremy, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. Great to be here.
You've done a lot. We can get into it or not, but what did you learn in all these different companies you've built and sold that got you here today?
Yeah, I've been a lifelong entrepreneur, and I always say entrepreneurship is a lifetime sport. There's no real beginning and end. It's just, mountains to climb, and sometimes you reach the top of the mountain, sometimes you don't. I've had 5 startups in my career so far. I was a documentary filmmaker. That was my background. And I'll tell you a quick story. So I was on the top of the mountain in Vail, Colorado, a real mountain in this way, not a figurative mountain. And my documentary won the Vail Film Festival, and I was 18 years old. And I look out in the crowd, and half the room were these, struggling artists, real, artistic types, and half the room were major celebrities that everyone's heard of. And I asked myself a question, actually 2 questions. Number 1, am I that good? And number 2, do I love what I'm doing? And both answers, honestly, were no. It was like this instant realization that maybe I'm not meant to be here. And this is coming off of a win. So, it had this real clear vision of like, maybe this is not what I'm supposed to be doing. Went back to college, graduated college, I had a year to go. And I know experience. I know business experience. I know job experience. I was a filmmaker. That was my passion. That was my whole life up to that point. And I just started the first business. Not because I even knew what entrepreneurship was at that point, but I just wanted to figure out what I was good at, what I actually wanted to do. So I started a t-shirt company, and I thought t-shirt company sounded simple, but really it wasn't, obviously. But there's so many aspects of starting a business that you learn, from building a simple t-shirt idea, how to build a website, how to do branding, how to get marketing, how to make sales, how to do manufacturing, how to do PR, all these different aspects. And it would kind of train me what I was good at, what I enjoyed doing. And I started that, and that set me on a journey. I don't have to go through everything, but basically high level, 5 startups started since the beginning. 3 of them failed, 2 of them succeeded. And I'm looked at as a success. So I would say to every, entrepreneur at this point, you don't have to have everything be a success. Do stuff, put yourself out there, learn from every experience, and then hopefully make the next one a success. Because all you need is one. And that's the truth of it.
Well, a couple of things. One, here you're a success at 18. I think people are listening going, what an idiot. Oh my God, he's a success, stars. And look where you are today, making the decision, the tough one of going, it's not for me. which a lot of people are struggling with. So I appreciate that. The other thing is you're 2 for 5, or yeah, 5 businesses, 3 failed, 2 won.
Yep.
When baseball, you just hit 400, you're in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
And that's what happened.
Totally. I mean, I'll tell you from swag.com. I started swag.com, a business in 2016. This is my most recent. We became the fastest growing company in the promotional product space. So when I launched, swag.com, just a high level of what it is. We allow companies, corporations, whether you're the marketing team at a company at Facebook or Google, or the office manager or this department, that department, to buy really high quality corporate swag. So whether you're giving the swag to your employees, you're sending swag to your best customers and leads, any reason you want to buy swag, you come to our website. We have over 7,500 products. Every single product on our site is vetted and tested by us. Quality t-shirts and notebooks and sneakers. And I mean, we have bicycles, like random things as well as common things. You can upload your logo, mock it up, check out in seconds. Our system is like integrated with different inventory platforms where we can hold inventory, warehousing, individual distribution. If you have a giveaway you want to send somebody, you could do that. Let's imagine you had a trade show and you have thousands of email addresses and you don't know where people live. You don't know what t-shirt size they are. Our system could allow you to create landing pages in real time, collect that information, speaks to our system, individually distribute it. If you want to kit boxes up together and write handwritten note cards, our system could do it all. So we've really built this really super robust technical platform and printing platform and network that allows us to really do whatever clients want. At this point, we have over 20,000 businesses that buy from us. We went from 350,000 our first year of sales to 1.1 million to 3 million to 7 million, 15 million, 30 million. Every year we were more than doubling. And in 2021, we were acquired by a much larger company called Custom Ink. There's just so many things you learn in all these different experiences through all my failures. And honestly, I could pinpoint exactly like what I learned from that specific failure that made it so I didn't repeat that same issue the next business. And now people see, after 6 years of growing a business and losing sleep and having no money and building it up and selling and then making, people think it happens overnight. It's like, oh, wow, it just happened. But no, it was 15 years of the ups and the downs and the failures and the starting again. And it's all kind of, it's kind of I guess, a lifetime sport. That's how I really think about entrepreneurship. You just got to be in it. If you're in it, there's no beginning and end. It's just, it's consistent and it's trying to get better every day.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And podcast hosts out there listening, because I know there are, this is where you want to go, because what a way to promote your podcast. I was telling Jeremy earlier, you got t-shirts out there, your podcast name and logo, game changer. I'm just telling you, I'm doing it. I'm actually jumping on his site and take a look after we get done here. But you talked about a lot of businesses fail. We know that. I think it's 90% or whatever that number is. Some grow, go to 0 to 1 million or 2 million, and then very few scale like you did. What do you think the secret sauce is you can share with the audience?
Yeah, I think, there's a couple, but for me, it was removing ego. I think that's the main thing that I've learned across all my failures and successes, that ego does play. To have, we say, the chutzpah to be an entrepreneur, to literally start something and believe that you're going to invent the future, it takes some level of ego. It's an important aspect, but you can't let ego get in the way. So I'll give you a quick example. One of the failures right before swag.com, I started a social networking app called Vouch. Vouch, by the way, was, I think, a great idea. I just don't think I built the right solution. So Vouch, high level, is you could follow your friends, you could follow celebrities on what they vouch for. So their favorite books and movies and recommendations. And it's basically the ultimate recommendation engine, because you're following people that you truly value, that you look up to, and you're seeing what they like. So we had major celebrities on the platform who were like famous guitar players, and you could follow exactly the famous guitar player, what their favorite songs are, how they learned, what their favorite guitars are. Like, you get like industry insider access, and you really learn what the best things are in the world based on people, what they actually vouch for. Okay. We had hundreds of thousands of users. We had major celebrities. It just never took off. And I'll tell you the reason why it didn't take off. And it was mainly my fault, frankly. I was ahead of product. That's my background, user experience, design, product. I spent a full year building out the platform for Vouch based on what I thought people wanted. Like, I had the ego. I thought I knew. So every single aspect of the app, I lost sleep over. What happens when you move your thumb this way or that way, or what color is this button? And what happened is, after we launched the platform, after a full year of building it, I realized all the things that I cared about no one else cared about. The customers did not care about. It was these other 50 things that the customers wanted. And at the moment, it smacked me in the face of, I just spent a year building the wrong thing. And that was like a big aha moment that maybe I don't know all the answers. So when it came to it came to swag.com and I was starting from day one, I said, I'm going to start making sales from day one. I'm not going to build anything. I'm going to learn from customers. I'm going to speak to customers and see what they want. And I'm going to build exactly what they want. So I can make sure I'm not just building something that no one uses. I'm building exactly what I know new people uses. And that allowed me to scale because it allowed me to build the right solution. And then it also allowed for marketing. Like I kept learning the new features to build before other people in my industry were building it because I was so in touch with the customer and I was asking them. I became friends with them and I learned, like, for example, I'll even tell you one thing. I was in Chicago for a summer at this program called Techstars. It's like a tech incubator. And I'm in Chicago. And part of Techstars, they introduce you to local founders, local CEOs. And I went to this local CEO, the 200-person company, great company. And the CEO said to me, I want you to follow the office manager of my company so maybe you could learn something from the office manager. And I spent a full day with this office manager. And I took away from that day, it was like an aha moment. It was the office manager and 5 of her other coworkers on the floor, unboxing swag, reboxing swag, writing note cards, kitting things up together. And I said, what are you guys doing? They said, we're doing something called account-based marketing. We're sending these beautiful boxes to our best customers to say thank you. And I left that meeting that one day and being like, that is just a lot of effort, a lot of work. Why can't I just do it for everybody? Why don't I make it so simple? When I buy swag, I click on the button, it says add to inventory, and I show them their inventory closet. Think of like an online swag closet. And now they can individually send things out or upload a CSV file and ship it out to 1,000 different addresses. We just removed all that 15, 20, 30 hours of 5 employees at the company doing in seconds. And we started building out this platform. And we realized by learning, by being there, by seeing it, we could really streamline this for a lot of companies. Now we have 20,000 businesses that use this. There's no way we could have been able to build the right solution unless we really got out of our own way and talked to people and were open to other people's suggestions. So that's my biggest, I guess, advice for founders. Get out of your own way, remove your ego, talk to people. Don't be afraid to, make mistakes and to learn and be, and have the wrong opinion and then that opinion to be changed. That's fine. That's totally fine to learn that.
And it's interesting, your system and business you've developed, it's going to help me or a podcast going instead of me doing it myself, just like you did. It's like, I'm not recreating the wheel. Jeremy's got the wheel for me. I just got to push buttons and do it. I don't have to worry about inventory, manufacturing, distribution, warehouse. So you took your business that was so successful and built a business around it. That is very cool. I like that. You said something about take the money and then build it. And then you didn't say it that way. I tell entrepreneurs all the time, especially coaches, start taking that $10,000 and build it, because they're like, I got to build my system first. You probably read into this, and they're like a year later, they haven't started their business. Like, it's not perfect yet. I need to tweak this, and they've not taken no money. Talk about that.
It's funny. I had a fellow entrepreneur reach out to me. So I like to talk to other entrepreneurs. First of all, I feel like I connect with entrepreneurs, just the mindset. Whether they're quote unquote successful or not successful yet. That's how I think of it. But you learn a lot from talking to entrepreneurs in general. And one of the entrepreneurs, exactly what you're saying, has been building something for 7 months, is not yet ready. He's trying to raise money. He's like 5 months away. And I said, all the things he was telling me over the phone, he said it as if it was fact. And I'm like, well, how can you prove that? He's like, well, I just know. I'm like, well, it's gonna be hard for you to raise money by you just saying, I just know. Show some data. And he's, well, I'm 5 months away. I still have to build it out. I said, I'm going to give you an idea that will allow you to figure out if this is actually a real business in a week. It won't take you 5 more months. It wouldn't have taken you 7 months. He left the meeting and he was like, I wish I did this 7 months ago. Like, why did I wait? And a lot of people just don't know. And what I always think is, think of what the business is, and everyone has an end goal, what you dream the business to be, but don't let the dream get in the way of your progress. That's the main thing. Build the most minimum viable product, the nothingness, just to show that there's some traction, there's some belief in it, there's something there. And if you could prove that there's something there, more people will want to invest in you or work with you. And then you could build upon that. Don't go for the end state. The end state is so far. And by the way, the end state that you think today is the end state might not really be the end state. So just get out of your own way and start.
And COVID proved that the end state could be earlier than we thought too, unfortunately. And that's hopefully a good lesson for people. This is so powerful. And if you're out there an entrepreneur, listen to this because he's successful. Warren Buffett failed 40 times. He's a trillionaire.
Mm-hmm.
He's not homeless, and you're not homeless, and fighting for your next meal. And I say that with, you're going to fail, and that just happened. It was just used back to baseball. 2 out of 5, you're a Hall of Famer if you're a sports person. Mm-hmm. I'd love to talk about Swag Space because we got to talk about it a little bit. I think it's a powerful tool. Talk about what you're doing with that.
Sure thing. So we got acquired by Custom Ink in 2021. I've spent, at this point, 9 years building out swag.com. Swag.com became the fastest growing company. We probably spent nearly $20 million building out the technology. So it's a very robust technological platform, allowing anyone to buy swag in bulk, warehouse, individual distribute, etc. Okay. There's so many either promo distributors. So what I mean by promo distributors, there's an industry of $25 billion a year of people buying promo sales. Majority of the industry is made up of mom and pops, traveling salesmen, people doing between $100,000 and $1 million of sales, doing it through catalogs, presentation decks, phone calls to close sales. They don't have any technology. Our idea is, what if we could allow our system to be white labeled? So now Jenny Promo, that does 500,000 of revenue, can now instantaneously and for free have a $20 million tech platform with her logo, her brand colors, no mention of Swag Space, no mention of swag.com, no mention of Custom Ink. It looks like Jenny Promo's site, and she didn't have to pay anything for it. It's absolutely free to use. So she's able to launch something instantaneously. Now, when Jenny Promo's client goes to this beautiful website that's the most next generation tech site that she didn't have to spend any money on, and goes through the platform and checks out, it hits my back end, and I handle all production. I handle all distribution. I handle all customer service, back and forth emails. I handle it all. I remove all of the work for Jenny Promo. Now, Jenny Promo, all she has to do now is make sales. She does what she wants to do, as opposed to spending 20% of her time on selling and 80% of her time on all the other fragmentation for fulfilling orders and making sales over the finish line. She's now spending 100% of her time on selling. How much more money can Jenny make if she's doing that? So that's the first idea. The second idea is there's all these promo adjacent industries, screen printers who might want to sell hard goods and notebooks. They're already selling t-shirts. Why don't they also want to sell notebooks, pens, and mugs and all the other things, umbrellas to their clients? Now they can. Event planners, they're doing all the work to get to this event. Their client might want some swag for their event. Most clients do. And that client would usually go to somebody else. Why can't they just order from Michelle, the event planner, and allow Michelle to now make a whole nother revenue stream? Graphic designers. How many designers create logos for people, and then those people take that logo and go to somebody else to buy swag? Why don't they just buy it directly from the designer's website? And now the designer has a whole new revenue stream. So we built this technology. We think of it as like a business in a box, where anyone, whether this is their core business, like promo distributors to sell swag, or they're promo adjacent, and this is something that's like another revenue stream for them, we want anyone to have a really great experience selling swag instantaneously.
What's brilliant too is you sell swag.com. Of course, you got whatever you sold it for, and that's great. You got a lot of money, but you were able to think outside the box and have a bolt-on business to the business you sold, and now you make revenue here from a 30,000 foot view from business. That, as I'm listening, you're going, that's brilliant. And that's what you need to be as an entrepreneur, outside the box thinking, not do what everybody else is doing. I want to make that point because it's pretty powerful. What is the challenge with swag that entrepreneurs have?
What's the challenge with swag? So what I found, and one of the main reasons why we built the site to begin with, swag.com specifically, is quality. People have no idea what's good, and because there's a lot of crappy stuff out there. I mean, I think that's the main thing. People go, and you all always hear the bad, things about swag. It's garbage. I'm never going to use it. I'm going to throw it away. And yes, that it has gotten a bad image for many, many years, because people were just trying to look to make a buck, and they were buying really crappy things, or they're trying to save money, so they're buying really crappy things. And buying something that's not good quality is obviously not good for the environment, but it's not good for the brand. It's not good for the business, because it ends up in the trash and just costs the company money. There's no value. Yeah. Our site of swag.com, 99% of the products that we've tested in the market didn't make the cut. We are super, super curated to only offer the products that we know for a fact you will be proud to show off. And that was our first key insight, biggest differentiator from the beginning. We're only going to offer products that you're going to want to keep. So for us, it's not much of a problem anymore, because people can feel confident. They can go to our site, they can buy it, they can upload their logo, they can check out, and you'll know it's really high quality. So that was kind of the biggest challenge we had to fix.
And as I told you, I played with swag for about 5 years. And what I learned, and this is the part people will lose, and I'll mention, is you're buying swag for marketing. So somebody wears that t-shirt, that mug, and it says your logo and your business tagline, whatever that is. Well, if it's crap product, you're spending thousands of dollars, it goes in the garbage, your marketing's over.
Mm-hmm.
The cup or pen is not sitting on that desk anymore, and people never see it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That is powerful, because I've talked to about 50 different promo companies and PODs and stuff like that. And you don't know, audience, what that means, but I've never heard that. In 5 years, I never heard that. We want quality. That means you're fighting for me as the entrepreneur then.
Mm-hmm. Totally. I mean, I am an entrepreneur. So in my mindset, I'm building this for the entrepreneurs. I'm building this for the business owners. I don't want to sell something. I would never sell something to myself. I'll be so upset if I bought something that ends up in the trash. And it's happened to me in the past. So I know firsthand, the intent is always good. You want to buy swag for the intent to be something that connects your team, that allows you to market yourself. And then the opposite often happens. So that was a big motivation for me to change it.
Yeah. We're coming to the end here, but you work with Jesse Itzler, and
Yep.
tell the people might know who he is. How, I'm sure he mentored you. How has his mentoring helped you get to where you are today?
Yes, I work with Jesse. I had an exit, so he was one of the two of the five good stories. I started a business with him that ended up selling to a publicly traded company. I was 25 years old, and I worked in Jesse's office next to Jesse for about 3 years. And I would just say, in general, he's a mensch. I don't know if your audience would know that he's such a great person, and he's very creative. He's like genius level creativity, and he's also somebody who knows the power of connections, and not even just connections like, oh, I know this person. Like, he forms true relationships with people, and people want to work with him. He's such a likable person. And I saw that from a very young age. I was 25 witnessing it. And I'm like, this seems like the code has been solved. Like, just be really great to people, do a lot of favors for, not even favors, just like be genuine, be helpful. People ask for help, be there to help people. And people are going to want to be around you. They're going to want to help you as well. Like, do things not because you expect a return, but because you just know it's ultimately going to make your life better by helping people. And I think Jesse just, he epitomized that, like that positive nature. And you mix that with a lack, like somebody who doesn't have fear of failure, someone who's willing to take chances, someone who's really, really smart and creative, and humble. It's like a kind of a perfect storm of how to be successful, not only in business, but in life also. I want to make that very clear. It's not, it's more than just a businessman. He's kind of cracked the code of how to live a full and complete life.
Yeah. And it's interesting. That's why you're on the show. And I think probably what drew you to the show is he's a servant's heart like you are. And I'm going to bring back up again, you had mentioned humbly that you'll take entrepreneurs, whether they're making money or not, and help them and talk to them like you did the story you told. That's what a servant heart does. Not always all about the money. It's not like, hey, you meet with me, it's $100 an hour. Here's my Stripe and pay me. No, let's spend 20 minutes. You're not going to spend 10 hours with somebody, but spending that 20, 30 minutes, you change that guy's life. I'm sure he's extremely successful. I'd love to hear that about Jesse. He'd be a guy I'd love to have on my show, just on a side note, but we'll leave it at that. That's exactly a very successful man does, is he gives and takes care and serves people when he can and when he's available. Well, we come to the end here. I'd like to end with a very fun question. So you've got a reservation at a restaurant, table of 4. You're going to sit in one of the chairs. In the other 3 chairs, who would you invite, dead or alive? Why? And what food would you order?
Wow, that's a good question. I'm a family man, so I'm not a big celebrity person. I'm, I feel like I could learn a lot about people through videos or through reading their book. I don't necessarily. I would probably have, my grandparents, my past grandparents. That's to me, easily the most important thing. And in general, food, healthy, anything really super healthy. I keep kosher. I'm a modern Orthodox Jew, so having, kosher food, kosher meat or something with family, can't beat that.
Nothing wrong with that. Families have been eating dinners for thousands of years, and that's just another great way to have dinner. Jeremy, thank you so much. You're very successful, but you're willing to jump on here, spend 20, 25 minutes and give your advice and educate people, motivate and inspire them. You've done that with me. I'm sure people in the audience are so fired up to learn more about you. How can they contact you or find out more about you or support you?
Yeah, please reach out, jeremy@swag.com. I'm obviously running Swag Space, but I keep my old email from swag.com. Check us out if you're looking to buy swag, swag.com, swag.com. If you're looking to start your own swag business or you want to add it as a new revenue stream, check us out at swag.space. And you could reach out to our team and we'll get you set up. And it's so effortless. It's so easy. It's free to use. It's been helping a lot of people this year since we launched.
Man, you make it sound so easy, like knife through butter that's melted.
It is. It honestly is.
And I love that because that's what business needs to be. If it's complex, it's going to fail because people aren't going to be able to follow it. They're going to go right to the next shiny object. With that being said, go ahead and sponsor. If you want to sponsor, come sponsor me. I'm looking for sponsors, but subscribe to the podcast YouTube channel, because if you want to listen to Jeremy over and over again, it's easy to find if you find it. And then any great guest I have, you're going to get the information. But the other reason to subscribe is share with others. If you know people that need swag, which is a lot of people out there, I know my network is going to be inundated with this links and information from me to get them, because this is a game changer. We can find other revenue streams like what Jeremy's put out there. Just going to be great. Comment on the YouTube channel as well. If it's a comment for Jeremy, I'll get it to him, or I'll get you his email so you can comment with him and critique the podcast. If you got questions, me and Jeremy want this podcast. It's about you. If there's things I can change to make it better so you can understand Jeremy or get more educated, I'd love to do that. And as always, me and Jeremy want to thank you for watching and listening to this podcast. We'll see you in the next episode of Doing Business with a Servant's Heart. Have a great day.